The video that you're about to watch is incredibly important. It tells the story of ZBT's ritual. It tells the story of how college men, fraternity men, truly represented everything that we stand for as a fraternal organization through their actions. There's a common phrase in our organization that people develop relationships through the sharing of common experiences. And the experience that you're going to hear about in this video is an experience like none other.
Hi, my name is Kevin Estock. I'm an outgoing president from ZBT, and we got involved with the Be Positive organization last year. When I was president, I saw a presentation, I was really touched and moved, and I thought it would have been a great thing for my brotherhood to get involved in. And I could have never imagined how much it actually affected all of our lives.
My name's Carly Bergstein, and I'm the program director for the Andrew McDonough Be Positive Foundation. The Be Positive Foundation fights childhood cancer by providing financial assistance to families of children with cancer, funding critical pediatric cancer research, spreading awareness, and continuing to spread the message to live like Andrew. Part of the Be Positive Foundation is our Be Positive Heroes program. Through our Be Positive Heroes program, we match Be Positive Heroes, children with cancer, with groups of college students all over the country.
My name is Luisa. I'm Christian's mom. He was an 8-year-old boy. He battled with cancer for 5 years. If you met him, you would see that he was an amazing little guy. He would fill your heart with love and joy. He never considered himself as being sick. He just lived his life day by day, being happy. In August 2013, since he was becoming older, his spirit started to fade away, his hope. He was refusing treatment, and he was having a lot of conflicts in school and at home. When the hospital at NYU, when they saw this change in Christian, they right away tried to match him up with the Be Positive Foundation, because I wanted Christian to have a male role model since I'm a single parent and he only had me.
In September of 2013, I had the honor and privilege of bringing 2 men from ZBT at NYU to meet Christian, their Be Positive hero. Christian was about to be adopted into their organization, and the 2 men that I was bringing to meet them were going to be the first people to introduce Christian to ZBT. I remember meeting them and bringing them into the clinic, going up in the elevator and explaining what they might see, what it might look like up there, and trying to calm some nerves that they might have. Within minutes, I was totally kicked out of the room. Christian and the 2 guys that were there were already building Legos, talking about Star Wars, hanging out and bonding, and that was really the foundation to a beautiful and powerful relationship.
Immediately, they created a strong bond with Christian. He forgot about his sickness. He forgot about all his bad thoughts of being sick.
So the first time I met Christian was right over here in Washington Square Park. And I was told that we had somewhat of a brotherhood event, and we were getting a Be Positive hero. And at the time, I had no idea what that meant. I didn't really know what Be Positive was yet, but I thought it's a Saturday afternoon. I'm not really doing anything, and this kid seems pretty cool, so might as well go check it out. And so I did. And there was maybe 15 to 20 brothers there, which is a pretty good attendance for any event. And we're there, we meet Christian, we meet Luisa, his mother, and we didn't really know what to expect. We hadn't done anything like this before. We've donated to cancer, but we'd never really been with someone and had the experience with someone. So we're just playing like kids.
He was so happy to be outside playing with everybody. He had those Legos he was playing with. He was playing Duck Duck Goose. He was just being a little kid, and we were being a little kid with him.
And what happened was, in maybe 30 minutes, we sort of forgot why we were there. We sort of forgot, who Christian is a Be Positive hero, Luisa's mother, but it just became, we're all friends.
Over the next couple of months, the men of ZBT at NYU truly embraced Christian. They went to visit him in the hospital day in and day out. They went to visit him when he was getting his treatment at the clinic. They brought him to sporting events. They took him trick-or-treating on Park Avenue.
I just really wanted to find a way, that anything I could do to just give something to him, give him something to bring him some joy to his day, whatever it was, whether it be make him laugh or just, I don't know, like make him smile, anything.
He was happy again. He looks forward to waking up every day. At some point he became so connected to them that he would love to be in the hospital so they can come and visit and play with him. He wanted them to come and pick him up from school. He just wanted to spend all his time with his brothers.
I know that there were times he was really hurting and he had a lot of tough days, but whenever he heard that me or other guys would be coming, instantly he would be so much happier. He'd be so much more ready to play Legos, anything with somebody, because he was so happy and he would just forget about all of his problems.
But more than just the things that they did, they gave Christian the opportunity to really be a part of their brotherhood. And in return, Christian gave them the opportunity to look at life a little bit differently. Throughout this time, I really was able to watch so many of these college guys just fall in love with Christian, his mom, and their family.
The fundraising does a lot of good things for people, but the effect that we had on Christian was so surprising. I would have never imagined the kind of relationship that he had with us at the beginning of the entire process. I was really floored by it.
November 23rd was the inaugural dance marathon at NYU, and the chapter president at the time stood up and on stage in front of hundreds of college students, and he handed Christian a manila envelope. Christian took the envelope, I remember really clearly, and just kind of stood there and held it for a little while. And as Kevin, the chapter president at the time, spoke with tears in his eyes, he offered Christian a bid to the fraternity. For all the students in the room, they knew what that meant. I'm not quite sure if Christian did, but all the students did, and that was just a true testament to who these guys were. They wanted Christian to be a part of their brotherhood, and he was. And it was so seamless that was what was so powerful about it. It was just instantaneous. There wasn't even a question about it. Less than 2 weeks after the dance marathon at NYU, I remember getting a call from the social worker at the hospital asking me to call her back immediately. And I remember thinking, I wonder what this could be about. I had just seen Christian a couple days before, and he was doing really well. And when I called her back, she had told me that Christian, unfortunately, had taken a turn for the worse, and some of the brothers of ZBT were at the hospital, and she didn't know how much longer Christian had. I remember being totally shocked because I had just seen him doing so well and, being given his bid and welcomed into the fraternity. My initial reaction was to have the social worker tell the guys to go home. I didn't want them to necessarily be there for Christian's final moments. I didn't know how they would handle that. But really, to no surprise, they insisted on staying, and Christian was their brother. He was their family, and all of Christian's family was their family, and they weren't going to leave. Again, just a true testament to how they really embraced Christian, and they stayed with him for his last moments and through his last breath. And I really think that that's so powerful and just such a testament to who these guys are.
I appreciate and give thanks that I was able to meet all these men, because they gave happiness back to my son, and they made his last 2 months of life very happy, and they gave him quality of time. Even though it was a short time, they gave us quality of life, not only to Christian but also to myself. I have people I could count on. If I ever need anything, I would call them and they would be there. They were there till the end of Christian's life, and I appreciate that very much, because I know Christian was happy to have them.
I was able to speak to so many of the men of ZBT throughout this process and after Christian had passed away, and I'm always surprised at how many of them thanked me and thanked the Be Positive Foundation for introducing them to Christian, when really I'm the one who wants to give them thanks. But they thanked me for the opportunity to meet Christian. They thanked me for the opportunity to become part of Christian's family, for the opportunity to look at life a little bit differently, to keep things into perspective. And I think that right there is the ultimate gift of fraternity, is really just that intense brotherhood. They showed it to Christian, they felt it with Christian, and I really think that Christian helped them find it within themselves as well. And I don't think that there's really anything more powerful than that.
Before I met Christian, I could not have fathomed how it actually did affect me. And till this day, I'm still grappling with how it actually has affected me. It gave me a different sort of outlook and put things in perspective. There are a lot of things that young people worry about my age, and I think having met Christian and the outcome that came from it was that I prioritize things now differently. And that now that I have a relationship with, and we will continue to have a relationship with his mother, I think that kind of touch point to Christian is going to be really important for me, and there's not a day I don't think about him.
About a month after Christian had passed away, I was on the chapter's website and just kind of poking around, and I went to the tab that said Active Brothers, and I remember scrolling down and it was their composite picture and every little square pictures of everybody. And the first picture on the top row on the left was Christian's picture with his dark glasses and his big smile, and there he was amongst all the other brothers. And I remember thinking, how amazing is that? Without anybody asking them, I've never seen another chapter anywhere in the country do this before. They put Christian on their composite because that's where their brothers go, and to them, Christian was just another one of the guys.
The first time that I met Christian, I didn't know how much of a dramatic impact that he would make on my life. Going in as a junior in college, all I really cared about pretty much was trying to find like a job, trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and taking this philanthropy chair position and kind of working with Christian and getting the other guys to work with Christian. I realized that you have to remember, to still be a kid at heart and just to enjoy the little things in life. He taught us a lot of lessons on how to care for each other, how to be there for each other.
And I think the experience really showed the character of each of our brothers and the organization as a whole. It showed us that we really are there for each other, we trust each other, and in times of need, when you're facing adversity, your brothers really step up for you, and you can kind of come together as one.
When I'm older, I'll always remember my brothers having also done good for Christian in the same way that I did, really realizing how strong our brotherhood was and really how it brought us together. And I think that kind of work that we did will continue to strengthen our bond, and we'll really test it through time. And I'd say that it was one of my favorite and best parts of ZBT, and something I'll always remember, and it's something that I'll speak very strongly to in coming generations and my children, and I think that will stand the test of time.